So I'm going to talk about impact calculus, right? So impact calculus is an important part of a debate for a couple reasons. Basically, it is explaining to the judge why they should care more about your arguments than the other team's argument. It often serves as a way for the judge to do tiebreakers or very close debates. So when you're thinking about doing impact comparison, what's impact calculus, comparison, you decide what word to use. There are generally three categories around which you center your discussion. So the first one is magnitude, and that's basically the size of the impact. So it's saying the number of people that it's going to impact. So an example, nuclear war kills more people than car accidents. Is time frame. That's basically saying when the impact will happen. So global warming is happening now, but some of the catastrophic impacts will not happen until years later. But the impact is still good, but it just has a longer time frame. So the judge would pick the closest one that's happening now, because it's happening now, and those other catastrophic things won't happen until years later. So the impact that's the thing that's happening now, that has a bigger impact. So the last category is probability, and that's the likelihood of the impact happening. You need to talk about this separately because this is big, and it's gonna, because it's talking about how all of this is, how it's gonna happen, how the consequences of their AF, or the consequences of their DISAD, how that leads to this. So example, economic collapse is more probable than an outbreak of Grey Goose. Therefore, the risk of economic collapse outweighs the risk of Grey Goose disaster. So impact calculus is a very simple thing to understand as long as you know the three basic categories or pillars. So that's magnitude, how big it is, time frame, how long until the impact will happen, and probability, what is the likelihood. And so if you have those three things down and understood, you're A-okay.